Physical touch as a love language and how it impacts on attachment style. Now, many men are accused of just wanting sex. However, it's quite interesting reading Gary Chapman's Five Love Languages, and he really approaches physical touch and intimacy as a biological requirement of a male, which is producing sperm, and the body is screaming for it to be released. So the way men handle this is probably not the most eloquent way of doing it, and there's a lot of talk about they just want sex. However, it's the same way that women have their menstrual cycle and can become moody. It's not something they want. They're not born and go, I really want to menstruate once a month. And men don't really want to wake up and go, I desperately crave sex every minute of the day. This is biological, and some of the way it's handled by both genders is not the most eloquent way. So physical touch comes in on if the couple meet, and I know there's lots of stories of when young couples or couples any age meet, there's lots of intimacy. It's a part of a bonding process, which Gary Chapman talks about with different hormones being triggered, and oxytocin and like the happiness hormone is released in physical contact and intimacy and orgasms. So this is why in attachment style and love language, this is where it comes in. If two people with physical touch meet, it's like fireworks. It's I have my needs met. If you crave physical touch, if physical touch is your love language, but then someone else's is acts of service or gifts, and they've grown up not actually being cuddled. Some people go, the way I was raised was not to be cuddly affectionate. Okay, so for them, like even sharing a bed can be a difficult scenario, and it doesn't come down to the partner going, well, we're not compatible because I want to share a bed with my partner and wake up next to them. So this is where it might be worth people taking the time to read up on physical touch and why it just appears that men only want one thing. But the way that is met with can be very different, because there can be a dismissive avoidant could basically jump into bed with their partner and then actually jump out of bed after the act and then go sleep in a different bed. Whereas a anxious attachment style would want to stay in the bed and cuddle the rest of the night. They want it calms their nervous system, they co-regulate. Secure couples, generally, depending on what their agreements is, would more than likely wake up next to each other because they're secure, they're rational, they understand that double beds are made for a reason. It's for two people to sleep in. Fearful avoidance in their anxious phase will absolutely want to wake up next to you and go to bed with you. They crave the cuddling and that. And then when they go into avoidance, you won't even be in their life, let alone their bed.